Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA. In today's real user review, we are going to be taking a look at the Hiroshi Kato 17.5-ounce Mammoth 4-way stretch Selvage Denim jeans in the Pen Slim fit. Now, Kato did send me these as a sample for review, but all of the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. I do not share this content with Hiroshi Kato private publication. They will see this when you do. In addition to that, there is an affiliate link in the description box down below. If you're considering buying these jeans or any other garment from Hiroshi Kato, please consider using that link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I do earn a small commission from that sale. All of that money goes back to the channel, help me produce more content so consumers can make informed purchasing decisions. So this is now, I think, my second pair of pants, jeans from Kato. I've obviously have the Hiroshi Kato Anvil Shishiko shirt jacket I'm wearing right now that I can say I can comfortably be wearing right now because it's been a hot summer, and today and yesterday were the first days, the only 2 days, I believe, that when I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to go for a run, it was below 60 degrees. It's currently still about like 51, 54 degrees, so I'm actually cold right now. So this shirt jacket is very useful right now. I'm not just wearing it to show off more Kato garments. I'm wearing it because I'm genuinely cold right now. My body is not used to anything below 60 degrees. So all summer long, I've been wearing these jeans in like 90 degrees, 60, 65 in the mornings to like 90 plus usually in the afternoon. And while these are 17.5-ounce denim, that's considered heavyweight, they weren't terribly heavy to wear in the heat. I think the stretch has a little bit something to do with it. It makes them, I feel like, thin them out, especially when I'm sitting down. So wearing these in like 95 degree while wearing pants in that temperature is usually not the best idea. It's not terrible. I can wear these like a 12 or even a 10-ounce Selvage Denim, and I don't feel like I'm really much hotter wearing a 17.5-ounce as opposed to wearing, again, a 10 or a 12-ounce. So they weren't bad. I will also add that because it has been so hot, I haven't been living in my jeans like I do in the fall, the winter, and spring. I come home from work. If I'm not going out that I need to look a little bit nicer, I'm changing into shorts. And on the weekends when I'm doing stuff with the family, I'm wearing shorts. I'm not gonna be wearing jeans doing yard work when it's 80, 90 degrees out, running around at the park with my daughter at amusement park. I'm wearing shorts. So I haven't worn these as much as I normally would wear a pair of jeans, but it's not because the jeans at all. It's just because it's literally been too hot to be wearing any sort of lower leg coverings that go past my knees. So while they've gotten quite a bit of wear, maybe not so much as they would have gotten in the fall or winter months. Now, one thing that I have been doing differently with these that I recently been doing with my denim is I've been using an app to track my wears, which is pretty cool. I've been using this app called Wear Tracker. I have absolutely no affiliation with them. A couple of months ago, I had a conversation with someone and they told me they were using an app to track their wears. I could not find that particular app, so I found this one. It's free and it seems to work really well. You make an entry of what you're wearing. You can use a picture. I just grab screen grabs from the website, and then you log in how much the jeans cost you, and then you just log your wear every time. And it keeps track of how many wears you have, and it does the math for you. So it's telling you your cost per wears. And the one thing I do like is that you can actually go back and add in days. If you forgot to log a wear, you can go back and log that wear, and you can see the calendar and just simply select the day. So how have I been wearing these jeans? I've been wearing them daily to work. I think there's only one day I did not wear these to work, and it was one of those super hot days. We were doing an outside lifestyle shoot in a park that I've been to before. I knew there was very little shade, so I wasn't about to wear jeans. I wore shorts. Every other day that I could possibly wear these, I have been wearing them. Today is actually the last day I can get into these consistently because the Indigo Invitational starts tomorrow, and I've got a different pair of jeans that I have selected like months and months ago. So tomorrow I will start wearing my Indigo Invitational jeans, and I'm gonna continue to wear these. You know, there's gonna be some times where I'm gonna have to soak my Indigo Invitational jeans and they're gonna have to dry, especially when it's colder. They're gonna take a day to dry. So I'll swap back into these and I will report back later on. But let's talk about the actual denim for a minute here. So this denim is a 17.5-ounce 4-way stretch. And this is the first time I've done a 4-way stretch Selvage Denim from Hiroshi Kato. I've had one or two other stretch Selvage Denim jeans, and while I did like them and found them to be comfortable, they were only 2-way stretch. So I'm finding this 4-way stretch to be quite comfortable, especially for me, seeing as I am training and my thighs and calves are kind of big. So when I'm sitting down, it gives me that little something extra that I need to basically feel like I'm not crushing my nuts inside my jeans. Now, because it has been so hot, I have actually not been wearing a lot of boots. I've mostly been wearing Vans, and I did test fit these once or twice with a pair of boots, and they fit fine over my Iron Rangers and my Park Parkhurst, the Richmond boots, they have a very narrow cuff at the top of the boot, so these fit fine over them. Something like an engineer boot, these are not going to work. You're probably going to struggle to even get it over the pant, like over the boot, and then you're just going to see the bulge of the boot shaft. So if you do wear a higher boot, cowboy boots, engineer boots, anything like that, you're going to want to wear a wider fit of a jean. A slim fit is not going to work for you. But the denim itself, it's been feeling really nice. Now, this is a bit smoother. Now, it still doesn't really have like a neppy feel to it all. It still is very, very smooth, which is interesting. Usually, in my experience, the heavier weight denim, it has a more neppy feel to it. And this is just very, very smooth. Now, I will say the first week or two I wore these, I don't know if it's because of the smooth feel of the denim or the four-way stretch, but behind the knees, you can see where I'm getting a little my creasing here. It was actually kind of picking the little hairs on my legs. It was a little uncomfortable. And I feel like that was probably more the stretch as opposed to the denim, just because it was probably stretching as I was moving, and then the cotton and the fabric was coming back, and it was just kind of catching those little hairs. After about 2 weeks or so, when they softened up and I got some serious sweat in them, it wasn't an issue. They feel smooth, but they have softened up quite a bit. So they don't have that like stiff feeling anymore. And again, only about a month of wear in these. So the denim overall, it's fairly decent to wear in the warmer months. It is a bit smoother than heavier weight denims, doesn't have that neppy feel to it. In the first week or two, I believe the stretch is kind of, until the jeans soften up, it's kind of gonna catch some of those little hairs on your legs, and it might be a little uncomfortable, but once you kind of break them up and soften the jeans up a little bit, they're completely fine. I haven't had that issue. Again, just right back here, behind the knees, both knees, didn't matter which side, it would just kind of just catch those little hairs behind my legs, and it would just pinch. And I think that was, again, the stretch. That's my theory anyway. And once they softened up, it's been a non-issue. And they're pretty comfortable to wear. And as I did say, I'm training for a marathon. So my legs are kind of thick right now. My thighs and my hip, or my thighs and my calves and my hamstrings, like everything's just bigger than it normally is, because I'm training for a marathon. So I'm doing distance running, which is one of the reasons I have not been wearing a lot of slim fit jeans. I've found, since I've really been wearing Selvage the past couple of years, I don't really wear a lot of stretch Selvage. Again, only one other company. Slim fit just don't fit my body type, because even when I'm not training, I do have bigger legs from skateboarding, from snowboarding, from running. So slim fit generally don't fit me very well. They're just a little bit tight, and it's usually through the thighs, and in another region, they kind of just hug. But the cut of this pen slim fit with the four-way stretch hasn't been an issue. They've been fitting me just fine, and I think now my legs are probably the biggest they've probably been in a couple years, because I haven't done a marathon in a few years, and they still fit me completely fine. Now, I can notice that the pockets are a little bit snugger, more so now than when I got them, which usually the jeans will stretch out, but I think it's because my legs and thighs are a little bit bigger. But the pockets themselves are a little bit snugger, but that's more my body type than the cut of the jeans, because again, my legs have been getting quite big, and the biggest they've been in years, that I'm just not used to my legs being this thick. But they still fit fine, they're comfortable. I can walk, I can stand, I can sit. And when I'm in the office, in the editing suite all day long, sitting there editing videos, training videos, they take a long time. You don't generally get up a lot. You're drinking a lot of coffee and just powering through. I spend a lot of time in the saddle, and they're completely fine to spend all day long. Now let's talk about the fades, because if you can see, I don't have a ton of fading going on here. In my unboxing, I had a hypothesis that because these were a four-way stretch, they would actually fade faster. My thinking there was because they stretch, they would stretch the cotton out, making the material a little bit thinner, and it would just wear a little bit quicker. Now, this is from hindsight, when talking Levi's here, moved from being like 100% cotton to having some spandex, some elastane, and they just ended up wearing out super fast. So my thinking was, okay, these are Selvage denim, they're a little bit heavier, well, much heavier than the crappy Levi's that I've given up on years ago. But because those Levi's had stretch, they would usually thin out a lot faster and wear out in the knees and fade a lot faster. So that was kind of my thinking from past experience with crappy jeans. I didn't find that to be the case at all. Now, these are 96% cotton and 4% polyurethane. And to my knowledge, this is the first time I've had jeans with polyurethane in them. Everything I've ever had was either spandex or elastane. So I think the stretch material that's in these is different and certainly more durable than a pair of cheap Levi's that you get for $40 to $60, especially since these are $268 as opposed to $40. So definitely better material. So my thinking was based on past experience, and I was completely wrong. Because as you can see, there's not a lot of fades on these at all. One fade that is noticeably missing would be the cell phone fade. I don't have it in my front left pocket, which is normally where I carry my cell phone, because I've been carrying my phone in my back left pocket. The other reason I switched where I carry my cell phone was simply I got sick of having that cell phone fade in the front pocket of my pants, so I started carrying my back left pocket. But honestly, I kind of miss it, so I think I'm going to switch back to carrying my phone in my front left pocket and start producing those cell phone fades, because I don't have much of a cell phone fade in the back pocket, and now there's nothing at all in the front. So let's talk about the rest of the fades. There's not that many, and usually in my experience, heavier weight denim certainly fades faster, but you're looking at like 2 to 3 months before you really start to see fades. Heavier weight sometimes fades after, I'm seeing, depending upon how much use and wear, about a month to start to see some stuff. You'll get some of your fades in the stack, or in the honeycombs in the back of the knees. You might get some stacking if you don't cuff. You know, depending upon what you carry in your front pocket, you'll get some fades there. And for me, mainly, it's my back right pocket. I get a wallet fade and a knife fade that I've switched back to carrying my my folding blade. That's a story in upon itself. But I'm not getting a lot of fades in these jeans. Again, it goes back to I have been wearing them nearly as much as I would in the winter and the fall. It's just been too hot, but the jeans have been holding up. So if you want your fades in these jeans, you're gonna have to work at it. But I think once they start to fade, they have a nice indigo color to them. You're gonna see some nice high contrast fades. And I think after about another month or so of heavy wear in these, now that the weather is cooling down and I'll be wearing jeans more so than shorts, these would start to fade out very, very nicely. Because they are a slim fit, I think you're gonna get some nice whiskers up here in the pockets. They're still gonna start to look really, really good in the pockets. And I think you're gonna get some good honeycombing behind the knees. Once you start to get some of those warmer days, maybe get a little bit of the sweat, and then you cool down at night and you're still wearing your jeans, sitting in them, moving around, you're gonna start to develop some really nice fades and some really, really nice patina in these jeans. So I think these have some high potential. I did see on the Indigo Invitational Facebook group that someone was looking at the 17.5 ounce Kato Mammoths to wear for the Indigo Invitational. So hopefully we can follow someone doing a year's worth of tracking on it. I will try to find that post, and if I see them in the group or on the Instagram page, I will try to at least do a post on my YouTube channel so you could see the person, maybe follow their progression to see what these things are gonna fade over time, because I think these are gonna have some really, really good potential. So overall, sort of very comfortable to wear. The 4-way stretch is nice, especially if you have a body type more like me, where you got thick thighs. You're going to be able to wear a slimmer fit jean and still be comfortable and not feel like you're wearing a pair of nut crushers, because the 4-way stretch does work out well, even if you're sitting for an extended period of time. They're comfortable to wear. They don't fade nearly as fast as I had anticipated them fading, but they are still comfortable to wear even when it's a little bit warmer out. So I'd say they're certainly warmer than a pair of 10 to 12 ounce pair of Selvage Denim, but not that bad. It's not like you're going to die if you're wearing 17.5 ounces pair opposed to 12 ounce. If it's that hot, don't wear pants at all, wear a pair of shorts. But if you're moving around in the heat, you're not going to get heat stroke from wearing these. They're not that heavy. Once they break in, they do feel a lot softer and a lot more comfortable. The only break-in issue, again, behind the knees on both legs, and I think it was the stretch material. It was just pinching those little bit of legs, or those little hairs in the back of my legs, and it felt a little bit uncomfortable. But after a week or two, they softened up and that completely went away. And these have been completely comfortable to wear the rest of the time I've been wearing them. So if you're looking at them, I'd say snag them. I'm really excited. I'm hoping that person does wear these, a pair of these, for the Indigo Invitational. I'd really like to see what these look like after 1 year of constant wear. And I'm very interested to see how well the stretch holds up over time. Again, I've never used, what did I say? I already forgot. I want to say polyester. I know it's not polyester. Is it? Oh, polyurethane. How can I not think polyurethane? I'm really interested to see how the polyurethane holds up with the 4-way stretch over a year of constant wear. I want to see if they develop any more holes than something that doesn't have any stretch in them, or if they fade any differently because they have a little bit of stretch, the way the material will move around the body. So with that, I hope I helped you make a bit of a better buying decision. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it to see notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.